ever wondered who first thought to toast bread? It's something we do almost without thinking. You drop in a slice, wait for the pop, and get that perfect crunchy toast. But behind our everyday ritual is a surprisingly long story. One that started with campfires, ran through the age of electricity, and still isn't finished today. Thousands of years before anyone dreamed of kitchens or countertops, ancient Egyptians were already baking flatbread and quickly realized it went stale fast in the heat. So they held it near the fire to dry it out and make it last longer. And that was the birth of toasting bread. The Greeks picked up the trick, then the Romans, who even coined a word for it. Toastum, meaning scorched or burnt. Their soldiers would toast bread over open coals to keep it edible on long campaigns. If you're like me and you love learning how everyday things came to be, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I've got way more stories like this coming every week. Fast forward to the late 1800s, the dawn of electricity. People had light bulbs and telegraphs, but cooking with electricity was still experimental. In 1893, a British company called Crompton & Company demonstrated one of the first electric toasters at Chicago World's Fair. It had a single heating element made of iron wire and could toast one side of a slice at a time, if you were patient enough to flip it yourself with your hands. The real problem though was that the heating wires kept burning out. Then in 1905, an American engineer named Albert Marsh discovered nichrome, an alloy made of nickel and chromium that could glow red hot without melting. That discovery made reliable electric toasters possible, and Marsh is now often credited as the father of the modern heating element. But here's where it gets interesting. For all the cleverness, early electric toasters still had one fatal flaw. You had to watch them constantly. People were literally burning their breakfast every morning. And then entered Charles Strite, a Minnesota mechanic. He noticed toast being burned all the time while the staff were busy serving coffee. So he decided to fix the problem himself. He filed a patent for a toaster with a built-in timer and a spring mechanism that popped the toast up automatically. It was the first automatic pop-up toaster, and by 1926, his design hit the market under the brand name Toastmaster. It was compact, chrome, and consistent. For the first time, anyone could make perfect toast without having to stand guard at the toaster the whole time. It quickly became a hit in American kitchens. The toaster was having its moment. It had officially entered the age of convenience. When pre-sliced bread became widespread in the 1920s, thanks to Otto Rohwedder's bread slicing machine, toaster sales skyrocketed. It was literally the best thing since sliced bread. Through the 1930s and 1940s, toasters became a symbol of modern living, an affordable luxury that made mornings easier. Then came World War II, and toaster production briefly halted as metals were redirected to the war effort. But after 1945, when consumer manufacturing exploded, the toaster came roaring back, sleeker, shinier, and more reliable. Companies like Sunbeam, General Electric, and Westinghouse began competing not just on performance, but on design as well. Toasters were being proudly displayed on countertops. They became part of the visual language of optimism, a chrome symbol of the post-war better life. By the 1950s and 60s, toasters came in color. You could find them in pastel pinks, mint greens, and even turquoise. They match the new wave of kitchen design, cheerful space-age optimism in metal form. TV commercials turned the toaster into a cultural icon. Brands promised the perfect slice every time, and people believed it. By the 1950s, the toaster had gone from a simple tool to a lifestyle symbol. Owning one meant you were part of the modern world, efficient, stylish, and living the good life. Today, toasters come with digital displays, precision timers, even built-in sensors that detect the moisture in your bread. Some connect to Wi-Fi, letting you start toasting from your phone, because apparently we can't even wait for breakfast without multitasking. So, over all these years, the methods changed, the tech evolved, but the mission stayed pretty much the same: to make bread a little better than it was a minute ago. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history of the toaster, hit the subscribe button now, because there's plenty more where this came from. I'll see you next week.